If you're struggling to increase your video watch times and engagement, then you need to listen up. Because in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my full content scripting workflow that has helped me generate over 2.6 million views in the last 30 days. So personally, I like to script out all my content word for word, and then for my short form videos like my Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts, I'll either memorize the scripts or record them one line at a time. For my longer form videos for YouTube, courses, or webinars, I'll read the script off a teleprompter when filming. And I personally use the DesView T3 teleprompter, and then I use the Prompt Smart Pro app to play my scripts on my phone. And using a teleprompter is something that isn't natural for everyone, but I personally prefer doing it this way because it allows me to be as concise as possible with my content, and I believe it streamlines the shooting and editing process because there'll be less umming and ahhing and less mistakes. Another benefit of scripting out my content is that it provides me with a library full of text that I can then convert into blogs, newsletters, or Twitter posts. With that being said, I know many other creators who go off dot points or just straight up freestyle it when recording, and there is no right or wrong way to do this, and it comes down to you and what works best for your workflow. But with that being said, for those of you who are wanting to script out your content, a pro tip is to focus on getting out all your ideas onto the page before trying to make it perfect. So for example, I'll create a draft of my script first, and inside of this draft, the goal is to get a skeleton of my video, and then I'll edit and refine it later. And for my short form videos, I follow my HVC framework, and I've included a link to this template that you can refer to when scripting out your short form content. And basically, the HVC framework consists of the hook, value, and call to action. And mastering these three pillars will help you create content that resonates with your audience and also helps convert them into followers or paying customers. So firstly, the hook is arguably the most important part of your scripts, and this represents the first 1 to 3 seconds of your video, and this is used to hook in your viewer and to grab their attention. You want your hooks to be as clear and concise as possible, and below this video I've included a list of my top 30 proven hooks, so definitely check them out. Next, for the value portion, we want to provide as much actionable advice as possible, but we need to remember that we only have 60 seconds to get our point across, and a common mistake I see many educators make is trying to fit too much information into a single short form video. And just remember, we're using these short form videos as the top of the funnel, so yes, we do want to provide value, but we also want to make the viewer feel like they need to consume more of our content to get the full understanding. With that being said, when creating top tip styled videos, I recommend maxing out at around 3 to 5 tips, because from my personal testing, this number is the perfect amount of value to give without your videos getting too bloated. But now moving on to the last pillar of the HVC framework, and that is the call to action. And basically, our CTA should be clear, easy to follow, and it should direct our viewers to take a single action. So for example, if I create a video covering the #1 mistake photographers make when buying a camera, the call to action could be something like this. But now, that was only one of the many mistakes beginner photographers make when buying a camera, and I just released a brand new training covering the 6 other mistakes to avoid, so if you want to check that out, you can hit the link in my bio. So now, a common mistake I see many creators make when it comes to call to actions is that they ask you to do too many things. So for example, you've probably seen YouTubers ask you to like their video, leave a comment letting them know the best tip you learned, and also not to forget to subscribe to their channels. And this is a massive mistake because the more choices you give your viewers, the higher the chance they'll take no action. So when scripting out your videos, get clear on the action you want your viewers to take and then commit to it. But now, when editing my scripts, I use the following websites. So firstly, the Pro Writing Aid, and secondly, the Hemingway Editor. And these 2 free tools will help you correct any grammar mistakes and will also ensure you keep your scripts concise. And I personally aim for a grade 5 readability when crafting out my scripts. Also, something to keep in mind when creating short form content is to try keep your video length as short as possible. So personally for me, I try to keep my educational styled reels to a maximum of 40 to 45 seconds, because again, from my personal testing, the shorter the video is, the better it performed. And to ensure I'm staying within this timeline, I'll actually time myself with my phone when reading out my scripts. But now that we have a better understanding of a good video script, let's quickly break down a video of mine that gained around 50,000 views. So firstly, we can see that I've scripted out 3 different hooks, but the only thing that changed was the platform I was addressing. And by spending that extra 5 minutes to record and edit these different intros, I'm able to easily make my videos feel more native to each platform. And for this video, the hook performed really well because it was quite controversial, and we can see in the comments it did the job by hooking them in to watch the entire video. But now moving on to the value portion of the script, and instead of doing a numbered list, I broke it down into 4 steps, which consisted of the AIDA principle. And here we can see that each tip was only 1 to 2 sentences long. But now finally, for the call to action, I wanted my viewers to sign up for my free social media growth course so that I could grow my email list and to help nurture my audience to that next level. So at the end of my video, I asked them to DM me the word boost to get free access to the course. And as we can see in the back end of my course provider, I was able to generate 308 leads. So now that you've decided your scripting and shooting style, you now need to figure out your content planning process. And for me, I use Notion for everything. And personally, I've created this production pipeline which keeps me notified of where a certain video is in the production process. And as you can see, I've broken the pipeline down into ideas, scripting, filming, editing, ready for post, posting, and published. And once the video gets published, I then store it into an archive folder. Inside of this pipeline, I can also open up any of these cards, which will then allow me to script out my videos, and this entire system allows me to keep all my content nicely organized. Also, inside of this content planner, I've included a template of the HVC Framework to help guide me through the scripting process. And if you're interested in grabbing a copy of this consistent creator template, then I've left a link in the description below, so definitely check that out. But there we have it, that is my full scripting workflow. And if you want to learn how I gained over 91,000 followers on Instagram in just 30 days, then check out this video here and I'll see you there.